It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast on this, the 27th day of January, 2025. Brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scooter Around, and by Chillie's Cruises, live from Paris, France. We've got a couple things to go over before we get down to the meat of today's show. We do have some news stories, some significant, not a whole lot of news, but some of them are pretty important stories. A deputy arrested at Miami cruise terminal. The World America completes her sea trials. Skipped calls in the Bahamas. What a day in Port Canaveral. A costume mishap of sorts. And the fourth outbreak of the year, that and lots more, here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today is National Chocolate Cake Day. Hopefully I'll go someplace where there might be some chocolate cake, but I'll get to that in a minute. That's part of the story today. All right, today is this day in history. In 1756, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born. Considered one of the greatest classical composers in history, Mozart was also one of the most prolific. His music influenced artists across genres. And of course, he went on to write 4 hits for Three Dog Night. No, that's not true. But it sounded good, didn't it? All right, so the podcast, if you're listening by the podcast, I feel sorry for you because you're going to get a rant this morning. Oh, my goodness. But you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the old fat travel guy. I entitled today's show, If I Rated My First Day in Paris. I did not complete that sentence in the start of the show. In the title of the show. Because I figure that we definitely get to it. The truth of the matter, if I'd rate my first day in Paris on a scale of 1 to 10, Paris would rate minus 18. I certainly hope my opinion changes because right now, as far as I'm concerned, Paris sucks. So let me go on and also tell you why Hot Air Tom is not here. I didn't shoot him or anything, Cindy, don't worry. But after you hear the story about yesterday, which I was hoping he'd be back to share with that story, I'm going to go on as limited this information as I have, which he's got a lot more of the information. And when he gets back, we'll just have him jump in. Plus, I want to find out what he's found out today. Today was supposed to be a day of rest. We've been going at a pretty good pace. Especially he's been going at a pretty good pace because I've had a couple days due to other issues that I bailed out of the pace. But with the trouble we had actually getting to this hotel yesterday, he took off this morning to try to figure out an accessible way of getting me around Paris. I've heard about Paris being so accessible for years. It's just not true. at least what I've seen. So let's back up and start bringing you into what happened yesterday. I had already made the decision over Hot Air Tom's objection. When we left the hotel in London, we were paying for an accessible taxi to get me and the chair and our luggage and Hot Air Tom to whatever the place is where you get on the train to Paris. It has a weird name. It's St. Pancreas. There we go. I was going to say St. Hemorrhoids, but no, it's not St. Pancreas. And it turned out, well, it's a little sketchy looking from the outside, but man, the inside's really nice. That part of it went super smooth. They were extremely helpful. They were very accommodating. They put us into the priority lounge for an hour that we had to wait. We sailed through customs, both British and French. It was just easy peasy. And somebody to guide us through the whole process. Overall, after being in London for the best part of a week, we'd gotten pretty well equipped to handle London. We knew what lines you get on that were just roll on. Other lines you had to get assistance. And the assistance would be with you until he pulls out the ramp and gets you on the train. And he's already set up the next stop when we're getting off to have us met. So they get the ramp out and get us off the train. We've gotten really comfortable with that. And it was so helpful. It was just awesome. So then we got on the express to Paris, which was a bucket list for Hot Air Tom. It was kind of crappy weather, as it's been most of the time we're here. Cold, cloudy, yucky. Then when you actually go through the tunnel under the channel, you don't see anything. It's dark. It's a tunnel. So some of the scenery was okay, but you're in a high-speed train. You try to take pictures, you can't take them, because they're blurred. That train will do up to 203 miles an hour, I think it is. Going through the tunnel, they don't go that fast. It was like 76 or something. But I mean, it can go high speed. So we got up to Paris, and we got off of that train, which was no problem. We had to get ourselves accustomed to where we were going, and Hot Air had figured out that we had to take, and I'll probably screw this up, which is why I was hoping he'd be back by now, but he did message me when he was leaving down near the Eiffel Tower, and he said he's on his way, but he wouldn't be here for the start of the show. So I knew this was going to happen. So when he comes, if I screw it up terribly, hopefully he'll fill in some things. But we had to go to the B line the D line and go to someplace and get off near Notre Dame, and then go to the B line. B's and D's is what sticks in my head. Okay. And that was going to take us close to Vassili, which is where our hotel is. It's a Holiday Inn Express in Vassili, which is kind of near Versailles, not in the heart of things in Paris. All right. So the first thing we noticed when we got onto the first line, when we made our way around to that line, is there wasn't people to help. There wasn't the people when you tap in with the card so they know you paid. Tap in, and usually there's somebody there. You tell them I need assistance, and they radio for assistance, and it starts the whole process all the way through wherever you're going. Isn't that fast? Matter of fact, we had trouble finding anybody at all. Finally, on like the third or fourth train through, we finally found somebody, and they got a lift. And it's not that much of one, but still, there's a space about yay wide and about yay high to go from the platform onto the train. I can't do that without taking a chance of seriously damaging the chair, getting hung up in the door, all those kind of things. You got to have the little ramp to get in, and it's pretty easy. So we did that. Finally got the fourth or fifth. There comes hot air Tom in the door now. The fourth or fifth train. We got one, and we got to going to where we were supposed to go, sort of. And then we found out that, you can't go to that station at Notre Dame because it's not accessible. Hot air Tom brought me French fries. And you went to McDonald's. And chicken nuggets. So I have my dinner. I don't have to worry about going out.
That's for us to share.
Oh, that's for us to share. Okay, that's fine. So then we start finding out as we're talking to these people, the problems with accessibility on all these stupid lines. We ended up, again, taking the advice of one of them, going to Massey and another name. Massey, and it starts with a P. Palacious or something. I don't know. But that's a train station where we ended up getting stuck for 6 hours. We couldn't take a train out of there because on down the line where we were trying to go, they're not accessible. None of them. According to the people there. They're talking to people on down the line. So one plan came up that we go on a bus. The bus was right outside the station. We just had to go about 300 yards on the other side of the station to get to the bus terminal where all these metro buses come in. And they said 60 is an accessible bus, and it takes us right to the hotel or close to the hotel we're going to in Vasili. Well, we sat out in the cold. And again, we're sitting in the cold for hours at a time. First, not being able to find anybody to help. And then we finally got some people from the train involved with it. And thanks to one guy. And he got some others involved, and that started helping some. But by then, we're talking, a lot of time killed because of inaccessibility. So we sat outside for the best part of an hour, and the 60 bus finally comes. Now, there's hundreds of buses coming in and out of this station. It's not a station, but a lot where it picks up people. Okay. 119 I know there was 10 of them. 60. Finally, 60 bus comes in. And we go out, roll up, and the bus driver goes, I said, what do you mean? It says right there, it's wheelchair accessible. Yeah, I don't understand. What? So he goes back in his house and says, no, I don't see any way to get on a damn bus. There's a box there that supposedly you have some kind of remote control and it opens it. And we're not even sure at that what it does to get the chair on, But he's just saying, no. And he's talking to somebody on the phone. And I'm saying, okay, the hell with all this.
We don't even know if the guy on the phone he was talking to had anything to do with our problem.
Yeah, he could have been talking to Joe Schmo at the bar. But anyway, and I said, please, get them to order us a taxi. Just get a taxi here. We'll take it. And that'd be fine. Just get me to Vasily or whatever the name of the town is. Not that hard, right? Yeah, wrong. So we go back inside.
Try to order the Uber.
We tried to order an Uber. After about a 15-minute wait, it comes back that says no cars available. Now, that's a car that's wheelchair accessible. So we waited about another half an hour. We tried that again. And it comes back in about 15 minutes. No Ubers available. In the meantime, the train people have gotten back involved with this and said, man, it's law. They have to have wheelchair accessibility. We're going to go out and meet the next 60 bus and straighten this all out. Yeah, well, that's what they said. Finally, and it says it's going to be 40 minutes till the next bus comes. And I thought, oh my God, we haven't eaten since breakfast. You know, we've been in the cold at that point for about 4 hours. And finally, when the 40 minutes passes and the bus comes, it's another driver who said, he looks at me and says, and the train people are standing there arguing with him and he's saying, So France and Paris, whoever owns that damn bus company, they're false advertising and saying it's accessible. There ain't no way that bus is accessible, folks. So we go back inside. By then, Hot Air's decided, let's try. Wow, sorry, guys. Frog in the throat.
Uber XL was the first choice.
To get an Uber XL and take the chair apart. Not the best solution, but a solution. Can't get an Uber XL.
Same problem.
So then he comes down to, well, let's try a van. Well, I got a van, and about the same time, the bus company people come out from their little, they have this kind of cave that they live in, okay? And they stick their head out every so often, hoping somebody doesn't shoot them. They stick their head out and says, we may have a solution. Give me 15 minutes. What's the solution? We may have, will you pay for a cab? I said, of course we'll pay for the cab, for the taxi. I wasn't trying to get something for free. Hell, I would have paid for it 4 hours ago if you people would have found somebody. By the way, folks, I had been on the phone with everybody I could call, trying to find accessible transportation from a number of places in Paris. One place advertised that they got cars everywhere. I go through the whole app thing, filling it in, and they block me. And I have to email the CEO of the company to get unblocked. Well, I ain't helping me at 6 o'clock at night when I've been in the cold for 4+ hours and need a damn accessible transportation now. So anyway, finally, the van comes. And where is this nice flat van inside? No lift, no ramp.
Well, there was one time before that. Just at the point that the van was like 10 minutes out, they tell us they found a taxi and they'll be here in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So what do we do? So very well, I guess we'll see what the Uber, when the Uber comes, what happens.
Yeah. So we got two things working. In the meantime, I've called John in Amsterdam and say, check with Henry, see if he's got somebody. And they start working on it from Amsterdam. And about the same time, he texted me back. We think we found a lady with a wheelchair accessible van that can get to you. Send me the details on where you're going. That all happened at once as we're 5 hours into this fiasco. Okay. So the van comes. He could have taken the chair apart if I could have gotten in the van. Now it's up the van, and I'm not even sure I could have gotten in it. That was questionable that we didn't even try to answer. But there was no room for luggage. Could have gotten the chair apart and in the thing, and room for Hot Air Tom and me, but no suitcases.
At least not all of
So
them.
no, that's not going to work. The meantime, they come through and say, "Okay, we got you a taxi." Okay. So I talked to the people from the taxi company. I've got to give my name, rank, and serial number. I got to, Willem, my next 3 children. I don't know. It was ridiculous. The questions they wanted to know. And this lady's called me back 3 times. Are you sure you want it? Yeah, damn it. Get him here. Finally.
Turned out he came from a long distance, so I can understand that.
Yeah, he came from a long distance to get there, which he charged us for, by the way. 30-some pounds was on the meter before we even started. I mean, euros was on. Yeah, confused where I am. Euros was on the meter before we even started. We didn't argue with that. It was about a 20-minute or so ride from this place, from Massey, Palace, whatever, to the Holiday Inn Express in Vasili. Now, there was a bus sitting there that had the ramp. So I had to go halfway around the building after all this crap and jump a curb, which the driver had almost pushed me to get over the curb to get in the damn building. I love Holiday Inn Expresses. This is nothing like the Holiday Inn Express that we're used to in the U.S. No, it's not bad. It has a bar. That's nice. It says we have food until 4 a.m. Well, the food until 4 a.m. is pizza. Pre-made pizza. Which that's what we had for dinner at like 9 o'clock last night. The first thing we'd eaten since breakfast. Maybe 10 o'clock by then. Anyway, I figure we put in close to 6 hours before we got to the hotel. And we should have been here at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were bushed. Hot Air Tom and I have been at each other's throats all day. And it wasn't anything that either one of us had done. It's just the whole situation. We were ready to kill each other because nobody else was around we could kill. It was awful. In all my years of traveling, this probably is the worst day I've ever spent traveling because absolutely nothing went right. Well, it did. The train over from London was okay.
The taxi from the hotel was good.
The what?
The taxi from the hotel to the train station was good.
Oh, yeah. The taxi in the morning from the hotel to the train station was good. And the taxi that finally got us wasn't bad. I've sent feelers out to people today. I haven't heard back from anybody trying to find some accessible transportation in Paris. So that was our tale of woe from yesterday. Now, Hot Air Tom. I know this is just to prove that we are in Paris, folks. And this to prove that he went out today trying to find crap. Okay. Now, That's what a train should look like. See, if that's not a level roll in, I don't know what I mean, I could get over that no matter what's there. The space isn't that bad and it doesn't look like that bad a lip. I could roll in and off of that one. Yeah, why they're not all that way, I'll never know. But anyway, so hot air Tom's out, running around and seeing things and trying to find out how I can get out of here. Because right now, I don't know what he's found, so I'm going to say this and I'm going to ask him about it. I have no idea if for the next 5 days I can leave this hotel without spending $200 or more to go someplace. And then it's questionable if I can get anybody to come here to pick me up because it's not in the heart of things, apparently. So what did you find today, Hot Air Tom?
Well, the trams are all good. And there's an end line that goes from here to Montparnasse. And they probably would have solved our problem yesterday. Now, the unknown is the metro. I did not have time after all I did to look at that. I didn't have time when I came back to talk to anyone in the station here to see if the C train, they did have a box for the ramp at the station here. And we know the problem where I got off was at the St. Michel station at the church. Help me with the church.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yes. And I looked around. I got in the front car that was marked as the handicap. That was by where the box was at the station at this end.
Okay.
There was no box or anything at that end, so I'm feeling the guys probably knew what they were talking about, that there was a problem with that station. So I'm looking at the maps to see where this other N train goes. And it ends at a spot that you could transfer to a metro. And there's one metro, looked like one metro station where you could get back on the B line. And we know that that's the B line that we took yesterday. But much closer to downtown than where they sent us. So I'm thinking to get back to the station for the Eurostar, that's probably going to be a good bet. And at some point when we have a little time while we're traveling, we can do a trial run. Then if we get stuck, it's good news for the stay for the day that we have a time constraint getting back to the Eurostar station.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we have a 9:30 lift ticket to go up in the Eiffel Tower. So we need to make sure we get out of here in enough time that we can
get there.
So we know the first step, the T12, no, the T6, I got 12 and 6. Whichever T it was that was around the corner from the hotel. It's a short little walk. That was what Chillie showed you with the flat entry. That's no problem.
Okay.
They got wide doors and
all right. So tomorrow's a go for me to do something. We'll see how it goes. We don't know for sure about getting all the way back to the train back to England, but we'll see. So that's our tale of woe, folks. That's how my first day in Paris I went on this trip. And why right now I want nothing to do with Paris. So, all right, I'll be back with several news stories after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors.
Have a bite of something before it gets cold. Oh.
I'm not going to eat while I'm on the air, Tom.
Maybe during a commercial, during a video.
All right, so let's get on with the news here. We're going to start things off today coming from down in Florida. A now fired Florida deputy named Francisco Mello likely thought he would be partying on a themed groove cruise that is currently taking place on board Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas. However, the 36-year-old cop never actually made it on board the ship. Instead, he was arrested in the Royal Caribbean Cruise Terminal, that's Cruise Terminal A, by the Miami-Dade police force for allegedly trying to smuggle narcotic pills on board by hiding them in bags of Skittles, which he planned to sell during the voyage. Drug-sniffing dogs were brought into the cruise port and alerted authorities to the approximately 60 MDMA pills, commonly known as ecstasy, inside of Mello's luggage. Anytime a cop gets arrested, I have to wonder where he got the narcotics from. Check the evidence room, folks. The MSC World America recently returned to Saint-Nazaire, France, after completing her second set of sea trials. Scheduled to be delivered to MSC Cruises in late March, the vessel is currently in the final stages of construction at the Chantier de l'Atlantique shipyard. As wild weather is wreaking havoc across North America this week, cruise passengers in the Bahamas are finding themselves stuck at sea instead of enjoying sandy beaches and turquoise blue waters. A storm system that ripped across the southeast United States, bringing snow to often warm weather destinations in Florida, Louisiana, and Georgia, is bringing a blast of winter weather to the northern Bahamas in the form of gale-force winds, forcing many cruise ships to cancel ports of call and basically sail around to nowhere. Both Icon and Voyager missed calls at Coco Cay on the 24th. The same day, Norwegian Epic missed Great Stirrup Cay. Carnival Freedom missed Nassau on the 24th, but were planned to replace it by Princess Cay on the 25th, and that's probably just scratching the surface. 6 cruise ships underscored a record day for deep-sea vessels docking at Port Canaveral on January 25th, as the port hosted some 25 ships. The day included 6 cruise ships from 5 different cruise lines, as well as 6 cargo vessels, 8 space vessels, a gambling ship, and 4 bunker barges. The cruise ship included the Mardi Gras Carnival Vista from Carnival Cruise Line, the Disney Treasure, Norwegian Epic, and representing the Royal Caribbean Group, the Voyager of the Seas, and Celebrity Equinox. Wow, what a day!
Experience Alaska at an affordable rate. VR1 balconies are only $1,289, including taxes and port charges. MSC Poesia sails from Seattle, May 25th, 2026. Book now. Call 434-258-9264 or go to bit.ly/Poesia Alaska 1.
A cruise line has issued an apology after a public backlash over an inappropriate deck parade. P&O Cruises Australia responded after video footage of crew members wearing pointed white hoods was compared to members of the Ku Klux Klan. It happened during a Christmas cruise from Melbourne to Tasmania last month. Crew members were dressed as snow cones for a family Christmas event along with a Santa Claus. The crew's all-white outfits included the inverted snow cones over the head with eye holes that resembled the infamous hoods used by the KKK. My question is, folks, how did the crew members from Southeast Asia know anything about American history? Well, January is turning out to be a hotbed of gastrointestinal illnesses aboard cruise ships, as another outbreak has been reported to the CDC. The latest ship impacted is Viking Mars, one of the Viking Cruises' newer ships, currently homeported in Fort Lauderdale. The illness outbreak is not reported on the current cruise, but on her most recent voyage, a 14-night Panama Canal and Central America voyage, with calls in Jamaica, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Belize, and Mexico. The ship set sail on Friday, January the 10th, and returned to Fort Lauderdale on January 24th. 4 weeks, 4 outbreaks. Come on, cruise lines. Let's tighten up those cleaning protocols. Most outbreaks are discovered to be norovirus. However, that has not been determined yet on Viking Mars, and there are other possible causes. We'll just have to wait and see. There's no better way to escape the winter blues than a trip to Orlando or Disney World. If you've got a vacation booked in the next few months, you can save big when you rent a scooter, wheelchair, or power chair. Scootaround provides rentals for Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, and a lot more. Orlando Mobility Rentals are 15% off until February 28, 2025. All you have to do is call Scootaround toll-free 1-888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rate. That's Scootaround in Orlando. There's no better way to it. Here, I thought I was going to make it through a show without screwing something up. Oh, well. All right, guys, that's going to end the news portion of today's show and the ranting portion of today's show. So let's go over and see who's in the chat room giving me a hard time today. Danielle is here. Hello. Have you got your winning package yet? Oh, that's a scam. That's an absolute scam. I will block that as soon as I get off the air. Anyway, no, I haven't. There's Viv. Hi, Viv. Says, hi, Chillie. How you doing? I'm actually doing a lot better today, Viv. I've gotten over being so angry yesterday. Let my blood pressure get back to normal. So, and now it'll be nice if I can actually go see some tomorrow. So, and thanks to Hot Air Tom for taking his day of rest too. It's going to be a day of rest today for both of us. There's Sunny down Mississippi. Good morning, all here. Good afternoon.
Ask Tony when she's leaving.
Sonny, when are you leaving? Hot Air Tom wants to know. There's Katie. Hi, Katie. And Bonnie's with us. There's Bonnie also.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hot Air Tom says hi to Bonnie. Bob's with us. Good morning, Bob. Hope you're enjoying your trip. Yeah, well, I always enjoy my trip. Just there has been a few hiccups. Amy's with us. Says howdy. Bonnie says, tell us about your worst day. Yeah, well, I pretty much went through that. Hot Air told me he's out reconnoitering. Yes, he is. There's Gretchen. Hi, Gretchen, up in Ohio. St. Pancras. Pancras. However you say it. It's an awful sounding name. Europe is very, very, very old and not very accessible. Yeah, but the thing that bothers me is I've heard how accessible Paris is. And boy, show me now. There's Cindy. Good morning. Sound like you enjoy your cruise time the most.
Excuse me.
Trains are a real pain. Yes.
The neat thing about St. Pancras, it's right across the street from King's Cross. And it's even marked with signs. Any Harry Potter fans out there? Harry Potter's platform 9 3/4 is at King's Cross, and it's marked there, so we can go visit.
Yeah. Any Harry Potter fans? Not me. There's Gary Older and Dirk's with us. Hi, Gary. Hopefully I'll be mentally attuned, Gary, to work on your project tonight. By the time I got in last night after all that crap, and I didn't even pull the computer out last night. So Kofi Prince says hi. Hello to you. I didn't give Chillie or Tom any trouble on the cruise. That's true. Bonnie didn't give it any trouble. And yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable on cruises. Then I'm so used to them. Even on ships that there are problems, I'm accustomed to that. So, hi there, Tom. What do you do? I hope you're not giving yourself a shot on the air.
No.
Okay.
I'm just fixing it.
Gary says, good morning to Bonnie. Cindy says, wow, what a nightmare. Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. Horrible day. ADA is the law in the U.S. Yeah, of course, but they don't have it over here. La Havre wasn't very accessible. The shuttle from the ship made me pick my rollator up and a big step, although they did have a small ramp for a guy in a power chair. Angie, whatever floats your boat. Hi, y'all. Okay. Angie, whatever floats your boat, welcome aboard. Bonnie says I paid 160 euros for the taxi for Southampton to Heathrow, worth every shilling. Good to know.
I don't think they have shillings anymore.
Well, worth every pound.
Pence.
Pence. Yeah, there you go. Bonnie says you're both alive and well, so it wasn't the worst day. Well, that's true too.
Good point.
We survived it. That's an excellent point. We're here to live another day, and obviously, Hot Air Tom has gotten us heading in the right direction. And I'm actually looking forward to getting out there tomorrow now. So, Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. Good to see you again, my friend. Vivian says, oh my goodness, you sure you want to come to Europe again? Hi, Viv.
London was terrific, Viv.
We did good in London. We did really good in London. And I've been to Paris before. I love Paris when I was here 40 years ago.
I could walk.
And I could walk. Of course, that's the other thing. You know, my world's a whole lot different now. Katie says audio and visual, very good quality today. Yeah, it's definitely a different Wi-Fi. This has been good this entire 24 hours we've been here. So yeah, I agree, Katie. So sorry you've had such difficulties. Thank you. Leaving Wednesday. Sonny's leaving Wednesday.
Okay. Great travel, Sonny.
Stay safe, Sonny. I'm looking forward to being with somebody I can give hell to on a cruise.
Oh, we don't want any of that.
Oh, yeah. You've never sailed with Sonny. Sonny is so much fun on a cruise ship. Oh, my goodness. You're going to love Sonny. I do. Yeah. Sonny knows where my heart is. Thanks for the Paris review. One place I don't want to visit. Yeah, just watch it on YouTube. People get the best of it, I guess. Well, I don't know, Sonny. Stay tuned. Let's see if things aren't better with transportation once we find out how to do it here. Kenneth says, how's the cold weather? They sent over. Well, it's cold. Yesterday, and being out in it for 6 hours, I was frozen. I mean, I was shivering. And it's taken me up through a good bit of today when we got the room warmed up pretty well. So, yeah, it was miserable. It's been miserable for me. But then I don't like cold weather at all. I need to live down there in Florida or Columbia, Mississippi, where, okay, you get cold weather, but you get it like for 15 minutes. I will get to Heathrow Thursday AM. When are you guys leaving London? We're going to go from Paris. We're going to go straight to Southampton. We get in there on the 31st. We're going to be in Southampton for 3 days before we get on the cruise. 2 days.
2 nights.
Yeah, 2 nights. Katie says, I see they gave you a kettle. That's
standard.
Is that a standard kettle thing,
Yeah.
Tom? Okay.
Standard in the UK. I was surprised France had it, but yeah, same as the ones in. The only difference is a EU plug rather than a UK plug.
Yeah. Bonnie still has a 5-pence coin I found on the ship. Nice. I'll visit King's Cross when I get to London. Love Harry Potter. Yeah, Cindy, that's like you. So I've never, that's one of the things Amanda gives me hell about. I've never watched any Harry Potter movies. I've never seen Star Trek movies either. I know, I live in a cave.
He just has no imagination.
Todd says your stories are very interesting. Great show. Yeah, well, it's what the hell, Todd. I'm telling you what happens in my world and out there, Tom's world.
With a little color.
So yeah, we're getting through it. Bonnie says safe travels to Sunny. Less than 30 days until my next cruise, NCL. Viva from San Juan, Southern Caribbean. Those, I love the itineraries out of San Juan. I just don't want to fly to San Juan to get on the boat. Of course, you know how I am about flying. Hopefully it'll be warm in April. Yeah, I could stand some warm weather on the ships. I'd like to get out and get some sun. We'll see you in Southampton on Saturday. That sounds good, Sonny. We might have to have an adult beverage, Sonny. I know that it would be shocking to people to know that you and I would get together and have an adult beverage.
Oh,
shocking. Bonnie Hope Ball is good. Yeah. All right. That's going to wrap it up today, folks. I wasn't sure how to handle today. And I figured let it all hang out. So that's what I did. I'm not, when I said that the Holiday Inn Express is not what I'm used to, I'm not really knocking it. It's just so grossly different. It seems to me like it's a hotel that doesn't have enough money to operate. And they don't have staff and they don't have stocking of like foods. They're showing a big cooking food until 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something. And there's no food to cook.
Breakfast was decent though.
What'd you say?
I said the breakfast was decent.
Yeah, the breakfast was okay.
Did you tell them about the eggs? That was funny.
Oh no. So I might as well tell you this one too, because this is about half on me, half on Hot Air Tom. This isn't a buffet like I'm used to with scrambled eggs.
Not in the U.S.
In the U.S. Okay. And even some of the buffets over here, we've had scrambled eggs. So they're okay. So Hot Air Tom quite often gets a couple of hard-boiled eggs. And hard-boiled eggs, I have nothing against hard-boiled eggs. But they're usually in a damn bowl that's 9 feet in the air. And it's impossible for me to reach if I'm trying to put a plate together. So I've a couple of times said, Tom, give me a couple of those those hard-boiled eggs down. Well, so there's a bowl of eggs
Shell with the shells on.
with the shells on. So I figured those are, hard-boiled eggs, right? And they have this little like ice cream cup that you put the egg in. That's okay. So I get two of these hard-boiled eggs. In the meantime, hot air Tom, I come to the table and went to crack one of the eggs to shell it. It's not a hard-boiled egg. It's a raw egg. So hot air Tom asked the people, says, "Are those eggs cooked?" And they said, "No. You put them in the water and cook them."
And there's this cute thing about size of a large toaster, elongated like a 8-4 slicer, that had boiling water in it and a bunch of metal things. I didn't realize what they were, but I guess there's about 6 of these holders that you could lift up and put your egg in and drop down, and they had a numbered spot where they were, so you could keep track of what spot your egg was. And they had a little chart to tell you how many minutes. If you wanted a soft-boiled egg, you leave it in so many minutes. If you wanted a medium, or if you wanted it hard. Hard-boiled was at 10 minutes. I checked the time on the watch and put 2 of them in for Chillie.
So then I get the eggs back, the cooked eggs, and they're so damn hot. I can't have some. God damn it. I want my eggs. Peeling a little peel. Get away. Peel a little bit more. Other Tom walks over to the next table and brings a couple back that are already cooked in shells. And I was ready to throw them at him. Now, why the people didn't tell him that when he asked, "Are those eggs cooked?" She said, "Oh, no, those are right over there." These French people just don't. Maybe it's the language barrier.
Chillie was telling me about how they have an orange press to make fresh orange juice. So I wandered over to the other table that was on the other side of the hallway to check out what he was talking about. And next to the oranges were the bowl full of the shelled eggs. And I just started laughing. I'm thinking, that's unbelievable.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully, we'll have a report on Wednesday's show. I hope we're doing Wednesday show. I think we're doing Wednesday show.
I got to see what we're doing.
I don't know.
Can you say something like quick look at the schedule so we can?
Hot Air Tom is checking the schedule because we have no idea what we're doing for Wednesday. But I don't remember that I had to do a show weird. He's checking it out now.
Yeah, Wednesday was the day that I thought we were going to the Louvre, which I don't remember I booked tickets or not. So they don't come in the
We
email.
may be going to the Louvre. We may not. Since the show is at 5:00 France time, we could go to the Louvre and get back here in time to do the show. We may not be going to the Louvre at all because he's not sure if we've got tickets booked or not.
When I tried to book them the other day, I was blocked.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the silliness. Didn't kill an hour of your time. All right, guys. That's it. You guys have a wonderful Monday and Tuesday. I'll see everybody back here on Wednesday. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas like a bunch of these folks now have. I've sailed with quite a few of you guys now. All right, that's awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you Wednesday. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.